All right, tonight we are on Conductor Thursday live stream. We have a very special guest, TommyToonWorld. He was on our live several weeks ago with some other gentlemen we had, Amusement Park Pirates. We were talking Universal, we were talking HHN, we were talking Disney, but tonight's focus is Universal and HHN and even a little Deadpool review, but not too much. Because I don't want Deadpool showing up at my doorstep with his samurai swords. I don't want that. So without further ado, we are going to jump right into it. So, Tommy, how are you doing, sir?
What's up, Brandon? I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me on again.
Oh, no, absolutely. I wanted to ask you before we get started, where can everyone find you on social media, sir?
Yeah, you can check me out on YouTube. It's TommyToonWorld. And then I'm on Instagram. It's TommyToon_.
Absolutely. And you can find me, anyone that's watching this live stream that is a new subscriber or not subscribed yet, you can follow me on Instagram and YouTube at ThemeParkConductor. You can also follow me on Twitter at ThemeConductor, where I'm always steaming up that hot, juicy theme park news for all you fans out there. But without further ado, I want to jump right into it. So our first topic of the night is going to be Universal. So one of the things I pointed out on my Twitter, courtesy of Theme Park Wizard, amazing content creator. He covers a lot of Universal, covers a lot of putting out theme park permits for all of us fans to get us super excited. So courtesy of him, I'm going to share my screen for a moment and show you what he posted online, which I posted back on my Twitter, which was an informational type thing. So I'm going to read it to you guys and we could talk about it for a minute. So this is dated July 31st, 2024. It says, to Universal City neighbors, we would like you to be aware of the following theme park construction activities for August. Work on the attraction will occur between the hours of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Earthwork and grading, building steel erection, installation of scaffolding, installation of ride equipment and track, concrete pours for foundation, installation of lag and short concrete shortening walls, drilling and placing of pylons and construction equipment. So before I show these pictures, Tommy, with all that listed, where do you think at the moment the construction progress is at?
I think they're pushing along pretty fast, actually. They're trying to beat the weather. You know, it was raining a lot in spring, and a lot of stuff was postponed. So I'm glad that we could get a lot of this work done in the summer, especially when we're showing up for HHN. I'm excited to see the progress of it.
Oh, absolutely. And I have to tell you guys, and I have to tell you, Tommy, as well, you know, seeing the construction in first person is mind-blowing. It's, to this day, it's mind-blowing, because I think when me and you went to the opening of Super Nintendo World, the two old buildings, the animal actors and the special effects show building was still up.
Yeah.
So it's definitely trippy to definitely see that. These are courtesy of Mondo from Five Fires.
Some good shots.
Oh, absolutely. He posts amazing shots. So this is the current progress as we sit today. So you can see more track has been erected. You can see this is the show building right here. What do you think about that?
That's a lot of progress. I'm trying to think. So do we know what the seating's going to look like?
So from what I understand, I don't know what the seating is going to look like. I do know from what I'm hearing about the inversions of this coaster, we are going to have a over-the-shoulder restraint. That is
kind of looks like that.
Yeah,
you could kind of see on the track.
I
my
have
opinion that maybe that the seating will be hanging. I'm not sure. What's your opinion?
So the seating probably will be hanging. I don't know 100%. Because it almost sounds like it's going to be actual ride vehicles. So I don't know how the trains are going to look themselves. I do know they're going to be spinning in a 360-degree motion, kind of like what Cosmic Rewind is in Orlando at Walt Disney World. So I'm kind of unsure, but it's going to be really interesting to see what that's going to look like, without a doubt.
I agree, because looking at the pictures you have, the progress is insane since the last time I've been there. I haven't been there since the end of April.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
None of this was here. This is, and they actually added, and I think I have a picture of it. If not, I'm going to show a video real quick from JP Land 21. He actually shows they installed a launch part, a launch piece of track, and that's on the other side facing the Simpsons towards the escalator. So let me actually show that, since we're actually talking about that. Believe it or not, your good friend JP here, wearing his sunglasses, rocking those.
JP.
Oh, absolutely. Let me jump right to where he shot that. We're going to use this video as a reference as well once we start talking about HHN, because he has some very exciting HHN stuff. I just got to find that piece he was talking about. Give me 1 second. I think it was, I want to say
JP always has the content right there, right for you the day of. So check out his page.
Oh, absolutely. The guy's amazing. He just hit 1 million subscribers not too long ago, so congratulations to him. He's an amazing guy and a friend of the channel as well. So I'm not playing this.
I'm playing your mic. Yeah, right.
Well, I'm not playing the sound just in case he has some copyright things going on, because Universal is absolutely notorious for having copyright issues. So that's the only reason I'm not playing the sound, because of that reason.
Right.
So
now that you said that too, Universal let the content creators in with their mics. We need to get our equipment in there.
Absolutely. So this is kind of like the shot from the Springfield sign. Obviously, you can see it. See that to the very far right? That's that launch part. He's going to show that. Wow. But he's just showing what we just kind of went over with Mondo's pictures. But now they're starting to work on that very far corner now, which is absolutely incredible. A lot of people are insinuating that they can open this for soft openings in late 2025. Do you think that's possible?
I could see late 2025. I could really see. To me, I really wanted it HHN next year, but I'm not sure. It may be 2026.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one of the things that cracks me up is, everyone's always all like, oh, well, it's going to be 2026. It's like, well, we're not talking about, we're not talking about Disney here. And I have many friends that watch this channel, that I'm on their shows and whatnot. They are total Disney fanatics, and I have no problem with that. But when it comes to construction, I have to be honest, Universal kind of takes the top spot in that regard. What do you think?
Universal pumps it out, and now that you mentioned that, I mean, you could see Epic Universe. They're really getting that going. They're getting that ready for that date for next year. And then if you're just pertaining to LA and Hollywood, Disneyland does take a long time. I mean, I get you have to get the permits and everything passed and everything with Disneyland Forward, but especially with Universal, they got Super Nintendo World done at a good time. And then, to be honest, I honestly think that's the time we're getting, the Fast and the Furious ride is February. I think they want that prime time when everybody's going to the park, especially, people are going to Disneyland for festivals around that time, maybe the Lunar New Year. So I think they want to get people coming because, the Grinchmas stuff is a little light usually every year. So I think they really want people there in that third of the year, like February, March.
Absolutely. And actually, a friend of the channel, that horror guy, he actually posted in the comments that JP had a newer video. I thought I had the newest video up, but this is actually from today. So you can obviously see where the station is at. It's at a 3-story level at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going on today. So this again, I can see easily they're doing ride testing in 2025. I could see it. There's no way it can't happen unless we have a really bad winter for the next 2 winters. That's the only way I could see 2026 for any. So,
man, I need the ride cart to be Toretto's car or Brian Earl Spillner's car. We need something like that. If my feet aren't hanging off and we're placed in a cart with 4, it definitely has to be everybody's vehicle from the franchise.
Oh, absolutely. The ride vehicle I'm thinking of. So what you sit in, not how it moves around, but what you sit in, it almost sounds like it might be like oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The roller coaster in DCA. The credit coaster.
Credit coaster, got it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty solid. That's a solid coaster.
Yeah. So when I was talking about the launch sequence, this is the part they just installed right here in the last several days.
Mm-hmm. So that's where they're going to shoot you off from? Or is that where you start from, where it starts?
I think that's where it starts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then everybody's going to be lining up
probably to the
very area.
Yeah.
Man, what are they doing with Springfield, bro?
I know it's scaring me, bro, because Springfield, as many of you do or maybe not know, Universal is losing the contract with Springfield in 2028, right in time for the Olympics. And a lot of questions have been brought up. Are they going to start, ripping out Springfield in the next year or so? Or are they going to talk to Disney to extend it a little bit longer, maybe until 2029? So a year extension because of the Olympics. What do you think about that?
I would say let's get a new IP. Let's get something new there. I'm okay with everything there, but Krusty Burger is just all right. I don't need to go to Moe's. I like the atmosphere. I like the donut.
Yeah.
It would be cool if it was like something dedicated to maybe not just one of the lands, but maybe it's like a park thing. Maybe it stretches from, the main Universal part and it still goes into that. Like, I don't need a land right there, to be honest, but if they just have to put the right stuff there, because we can't have Fast and the Furious and then all this Simpsons stuff. It's gonna throw off the vibe, I think. I don't know. What's your opinion?
So there's been multiple opinions on what they should do with Springfield. My personal opinion is that they should expand Harry Potter. They should expand Harry Potter and maybe put the King's Cross station there, and have where the tram loading area is currently, but not for long because it's going to be moved behind the Mummy, and that's going to start happening in I think mid to late 2025, from what I'm hearing.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. And what I'm thinking is they put the King's Cross station there, they put the Hogwarts Express there, and then in the Falls Lake area, they either put Diagon Alley, which is a stretch because it's already been at Orlando for 10 years.
I'm sorry, theme park conductor. Hollywood is not getting Diagon Alley.
I know.
You've been talking about it forever.
I know. I've been being the wardrobe forever. Or we could see the new Ministry of Magic land that Orlando's getting. I could see that happening.
I could see that. Yeah, you have some good examples right there. That could happen. Yeah.
Or it might not be Harry Potter at all. Someone suggested to me, oh, well, maybe it could be a mini Monsters land. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I would love Monsters to come to Hollywood. I just don't think that space is big enough.
Yeah.
I just don't. There would be too much cutback for them to use that area for that. Now, someone said, oh, well, what about Pokemon? I'm like, Pokemon would be great. But now you're talking about having Harry Potter, Pokemon, Fast and Furious. It's like you crammed it all in one corner. It's like, what in the hell are we doing here?
I think I need Donkey Kong Country in Hollywood before I get another Nintendo IP.
Absolutely.
Even though Pokemon's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Every single time I brought that up, because Theme Park Wizard, like I said, the guy is absolutely amazing. I love hanging out with him at Universal when I see him, but he corrects me every single time. No, Donkey Kong is never coming to Hollywood. And it's almost like he gives me that sinister look, like the Joker would look at you, like before he does something like diabolical.
We all want it. I could feel the frustration. I understand your frustration. You project it out, and your like curiosity of it.
Sure.
He definitely has a point. I may have to take his side on that.
Yeah, but it cracks me up though, because it's like, what other Nintendo property? Because they made it very clear early on, even when they were building our version of Nintendo and Epic Universe was just dirt. They made it very clear that they were not done with Universal Hollywood with Nintendo. So the only land that we could see right now is Donkey Kong Country. There is no other land that they have even hinted about bringing to life. So it makes you wonder, what other property could there be?
So I just assume the Legend of Zelda down the line.
Yeah.
Like, see, Amusement Park Pirates. Shout out you guys. I see on that Legend of Zelda. I think the Illumination movie has to release first, and the masses have to accept Zelda as what it looks like through that lens first. Then I think we have to dive in with the physical. I think Brandon would get Donkey Kong first.
Yeah, Yeah, Donkey Kong. But I would, how can I put it? If I was going to get Donkey Kong, and I made this very clear to Wizard and anyone who's set against it, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. But the way I told them, I said, if we got Donkey Kong Country, besides the roller coaster being a carbon copy, I would make ours unique. Like, for example, I would make it where we have maybe special characters that the other two lands don't have, or make it where we have an exclusive game that other lands don't have, or maybe add a Donkey Kong themed restaurant, for God's sakes, that other lands don't have. You can make it unique. The creative teams are there. So it's not like it's impossible. It is possible. It's just how you engineer it is the question. Because they, early on as well, there were some influencers on Twitter. I don't think they're still on Twitter. I don't know if their account got deleted or whatnot. But they were a very reputable source. And they said if we got Donkey Kong, for example, and the space allotted for it was going to be soundstage 7 through 12, we would have the biggest version of Donkey Kong. We would be bigger than Epic Universe's version. So there would be a lot of room to do a lot of stuff. So,
So you know what? I don't discredit your info at all, bro. I know you gather information over the years, 100%. I'm just holding on to what's displayed in front of me. So, I mean, they could announce it, any day. Right.
Yeah. See, I agree with Amusement Park Pirates. It does need to expand. One of the things I think Hollywood messed up on, and I'm not saying that them bringing the land was a mistake. I think it was an absolute wonderful idea. The thing is, I think they shouldn't have taken over the Panda Express area, the Studio Cafe area. They shouldn't have taken over some of that area to bring the land out farther. Yes, we may or may not have gone Yoshi's Adventure. That I could take or leave, but we could have had another gift shop in that land. We could have had more mini games in that land. Maybe another meet and greet that other lands don't have, like a Bowser meet and greet or something like that, where it's exclusive. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel Hollywood kind of messed up on that aspect, and trying to expand that now when it's already built is something that would be more of a headache than anything. What do you think?
I hear you on that, man. I hear you for sure. I think they don't have the permits for the space yet. Like, maybe that's just all down to that.
Yeah. So, again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We just don't. But I think it's a little late for Nintendo itself, for at least our version, to expand, unless it's a Donkey Kong or it's something in the realm of that, and it's a separate land away. That's kind of what I think. But any other thoughts about Universal before we jump into HHN?
I'm ready for HHN.
Okay, let's jump into HHN. So I'm going to go on JP's video that we have picked up right now, and he's going to walk to the Monstros 2 area, which is in the Parisian Courtyard, which I don't know about you, but I'm super excited for.
I'm pumped, bro. I'm pumped.
Oh, God, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's getting to it right. There it is. Okay, first of all, before I go any farther, what do you think about that facade, dude?
That facade is pretty fire. So I'm picturing it like last year. It looks like sorry, I'm leaning in. Would you say the door is in the same location, or was it more off to the side and then they were digging the grave on the left side of it?
Okay, so I think it was more to the right towards Mill's Diner, and I think to the left side they had the scare actor that were digging the grave.
That was pretty fire. I can't wait to see what they do different with this year. I know I read the description and everything. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, without a doubt. What do you think about those dolls hanging on the tree? That's kind of creepy as shit.
That is a little creepy. I don't want to be that guy, but they're definitely reused props.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Universal likes to reuse stuff. But I do like the facade, the build of it.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's I think when they decide to build this house, whatever it is, year per year, and then you can get up close and personal before the event and kind of see it in first person. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, especially we got the RIP tour the first day open to the public, so we're getting that walkthrough right in the beginning, man. So I'm pumped for that. I wonder what position or place they'll put this one in. If we're going through 8, I wonder if this will be the first one.
It's kind of interesting because I don't know if it will. It might. It's more than possible because what did we do last year? Did we do this house before?
We went to Chucky first. So we walked through Harry Potter, knocked out Chucky, then we popped out at Holidays in Hell.
Okay.
No. We popped out at Exorcist, right? Then,
Exorcist,
or was it Holidays in Hell?
Or no, because it was Chucky and then the house that was next to Chucky in that H lot.
Universal Monsters, bro.
Yes.
That was fire. That was damn near top 4.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt.
Last year had some bangers.
Oh, without a doubt. I think we went to go eat first. Did we not?
Yeah, you're right. We went to the French Quarters first.
Yeah, so we went to go eat. And if everyone doesn't know, the RIP tour, just like the VIP tour, gives you an hour-long buffet. And you have your own little cash bar on the patio that overlooks the hillside, which is currently building the Fast and Furious coaster. And one thing, I don't remember if we had it last year. I know we had like the our own little picture spot. I don't know. Did we have our scare actor last year?
Actor.
Okay, so we didn't have a scare. So I'm thinking this year we'll probably have a scare actor for our little character dining that we could take a picture with. I know in years past we did. They usually have a photo op just for RIP tour guests just before you enter the buffet to eat. You could take a picture with your own private scare actor, which is it's fire as shit. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, no. Last year was fire. This year's going to be fire. I wanted to ask you, I'm going to click on John Murdy here. So let's start with this, just for example, the murder of the crow. Did you watch Midsummer or no?
So I caught John Murdy's presentation.
Okay. So what did you think of the murder of the crows?
I think, first of all, it's a solid storyline. They keep adding a character.
Yeah.
So I like that Universal's spending the money that we put in. The only thing is this a cop-out? Because we already had this after Universal Monsters, and it wasn't like labeled or anything. It just was them walking around. We just didn't have a flyer for it. So is it going to be the same amount and they just labeled it this time?
Well, remember though, we have a new scare actor.
Yes. So I know it's the mother, right? Or the grandmother or something?
It is.
So how many are there altogether in the family?
So I think there's 3, if I'm not mistaken.
There was 3, I think, last year, right?
Okay, then maybe
2.
I thought there was 2, but I could be wrong.
So that was fire because right when you walked out of Universal Monsters, after that, the bathroom, they're congregating right there. You know what I mean? That was insane, bro. Like, that's not even on. That wasn't even on like the flyer. They didn't even say that they were going to be there. That's why I'm a little worried that this is going to replace something.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait till we get there.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because JP was talking in his video, and again, I can't play the audio because of possible copyright issues. He was saying that these scare actors, these crows, might even be in the little plaza area between the construction wall of Fast and Furious and the entrance of Harry Potter.
That's a good spot.
Well, it is a great spot. Don't get me wrong, because it's like a transition point from going to the lower lot, the Terror Tram, and then going into Harry Potter, going through that land to go to the back houses or heading towards the front of the park. It's a great spot. Don't get me wrong. But do you think that spot might be too congested?
Oh, it does get congested, but there was people walking around on stilts there last time.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was kind of by the theater, like where the black phone, the grabber was. So I'm cool with it, but that place where they were at, out of the Universal Monsters one, that was a good area. Like, it was on the way to something else. There was space.
Yeah.
They're not gonna step on you.
I think I caught last year. I think it was our last day there. It was the Saturday. I think it was either on the H lot where you're talking about, or it was on the upper lot. One of the crow guys fell.
Right.
I didn't take a video of it or anything, but I almost ran to him to try to help him up. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's all good, man. Don't worry about it, bro. I know you're on the clock, but man, we'll help you up.
Yeah. That was pretty scary though, because they stand pretty tall. And if they fall on someone, good Lord. Yeah.
Oh man, that's all bad. Yeah.
You're talking a crow hell day there.
Yeah.
So the next scare zone that John Murdy brought up is this. What do you think about this?
So I'm a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
100%. I was down for this when I saw it. You know, I definitely liked the scare zones last year. I feel like these guys are going to play a big part. You know how it says monstros? So I feel like they're going to be where they might not even be where monstros is at. To me, I have a feeling that, hear me out, they could be outside of where Evil Dead Rise was.
Okay.
So that area.
Yeah. So it could either be that area, or it's probably going to be the exit area right in front of the RIP tour dining location.
Okay.
So
I can see that too.
So the French Street.
Right.
So that's probably where they're going to be at. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love them to kind of sprawl out the scare zones and kind of put them towards that back corner where illumination and all that is. Yeah. You know, because obviously there's not little kids walking around during the event. But, you know, the fact that we're getting these characters as a scare zone, it looks pretty amazing.
It's fire because, it's basically the Latino wrestling. It's like luchadores, right? So the crazy thing is I want to see the getup. You know, the mask is the main focal point of this. You know, so last year we had the insects and the bugs, you know, in the tram area. Yeah. And they came out to do the chainsaw chase out with everyone else.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the luchadors run everybody out at the end of the night.
Oh, absolutely. You know what was funny? So I was on a Twitter live stream the other night with Mondo, right? Mm-hmm. And a few other people. You know, all of them are great. And we're talking about the scare zone. And they're like, should Universal set up like a little wrestling ring and you can wrestle the scare actors? I'm like, that'd be tight, dude.
That would be. That would be crazy. Or even a ring just for them, and then they're wrestling inside of it.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be so awesome.
That would
You know, Mondo's all like, are they going to play the Nacho Libre song? I'm like, dude, that'd be sick.
Oh, man, they could.
Dude, do that and kind of remix it a little bit. Oh, my God, dude.
That'd be good.
That'd be freaking insanity. And then the biggest elephant in the room right now, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the legacy of Leatherface. And Murdy put on a twist. He said it's going to be a multiverse house. What do you think about that?
I saw him speaking on this, and immediately I thought, this is going to be the house that I'm actually scared in. There's some houses that I'm usually intrigued by. There's some that I won't get scared in no matter what. This, I'm going to get scared in. It's just something about slashers, and it's Leatherface, and it's through the generations of Leatherface. And I'm actually pretty pumped that John Murdy created a whole story about, or actual physical visual, and we're going to be able to walk through this because it's what his backstory is that we've never seen.
Yeah.
Of his family, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty creepy.
That is very creepy. And I like all the detail he went into it, talking about all the research and everything he did, because it's going to be based off of, obviously all the Leatherfaces, all the generations of Leatherface. It's going to be taking place in a meat packing district warehouse. And, he's basing it almost sounds like he's basing it off an old meat packing warehouse that was in Chicago back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. And he did say that the smell in there is going to be horribly bad. Horribly bad. So me and Mondo and all of us were joking around. Make sure you don't walk in there on a full stomach. You're probably gonna throw up.
Oh man, it's gonna be that musty smell from the farm barn area at The Exorcist.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. It's funny. Mondo's friend Junior that he goes to the parks a lot with. He's all like, when I walked through, I think he was saying The Last of Us, or it was The Exorcist last year. He said a kid actually threw up on his shoes. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Not walking around with that all night, dude. That's disgusting as hell.
That's terrible. Yeah. They present the age limit of who should go to these things. So.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing I will say is the fact that we're going to get, I think there's 7 movies, of Texas.
So to be honest, my favorite one is not the original. It's the one when I was growing up. It's the one with Jessica Biel.
Okay.
So that one's my all-time favorite. At the end when he's chasing her through the meat area. Yeah. I think I don't remember if it was Holidays in Hell or Universal Monsters, but they had the hanging, the hanging meat in one of those, right?
Yeah.
So that was sketch. Every time you walked through that, you're like, oh man, where am I going? So I assume this is going to be like on 10 compared to that.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt about it. And I think I have a video of the last time the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was at Horror Nights. I'll pull that up so we can watch it.
You were there?
I was there. I've been going since 2016. So I think they had a house that was brought to Universal prior to this one. So, it was fire. But
I'm hoping that it's not recycled. That's my whole thing with this year with Universal. I'm hoping the majority of it's not recycled because they spent too much last year on Stranger Things and Last of Us.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And then he also announced, and this was announced before Midsummer Scream, It was Monsters Internal Bloodlines. My overall thought when he was talking about it at Midsummer Scream for the panel was the fact that we're getting Soundstage 12 where this is going to be residing in. And Soundstage 12, he went through the whole history of Soundstage 12. It was one of the biggest sound stages in the movie production world. A lot of movies, a lot of horror movies, a lot of movies he was part of was shot in that soundstage. And for the very first time, us as fans are going to experience that soundstage. What do you think about this being in that soundstage? Because you've seen Soundstage 12 from the outside. You know how massive that building is.
Right. So this is my top 2 anticipated houses because I like the female Universal villains. I mean, You see me propose to one of them. So.
Oh, I did.
So maybe this year. So this Soundstage 12 is really exciting. I can't wait to see how big it is. It doesn't have to be very intricate to me. I would just like space. Yeah. To me, I feel like they're putting a lot of effort into the makeup and everything. They have the storyline down. They laid it all out for everyone. I'm really excited to see this. So have you never been in Stage 12, Soundstage 12?
No, nobody has. This is the very first time anyone's going to be in Soundstage 12 that's not part of the movie industry.
I wonder what made them make this decision to put it there.
You know, it could be a mixture of things. It could be that the fact they couldn't get access to the back lot because the Metro sets have been a talk about with the horror fan community that goes to Universal for ever since COVID happened, and even a year or two before COVID happened, they stopped using the Metro sets. So this could be part of it. My working theory could also be that this might be one of the last years we might see Soundstage 12, because it might be used for a little while longer for movies, and then it might be torn down for theme park expansion, whatever it might be. I'm not even going to get into what I want it to be. What it could be is, what it is. So maybe they worked out a deal where we have access to Soundstage 12 this year. Recently it was home to The Voice, but The Voice moved to newer sound stages that were built on the back lot. So, who knows? Who knows? But the fact that we're getting that soundstage is absolutely freaking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. With all the movie history that's been shot in that soundstage, I am so blessed that Murdy was able to get it.
He locked it in for us.
Oh, dude, the guy is the GOAT when it comes to Universal Hollywood and Halloween Horror Nights. The absolute GOAT.
Yeah, he knows how to make you feel good when you talk to him, though. Like, people are asking him questions, and he's just, like, throwing the best answers. It's crazy, yeah.
Oh, dude. So, one of the things that I could say without a doubt is seeing him opening weekend or any weekend that he's there walking around with either friends, family, whatever. He is one of the nicest guys you would ever meet. I'm not even kidding. You would ever meet. You could go up to him, say, "Hi, Mr. Murdy, how you doing?" He'll shake your hand. He'll talk to you for a couple minutes. He'll take a picture with you. He'll ask for your opinion. He'll ask, how you like the event so far. He really engages. And he even said that during his Midsummer Scream performance. He even said, one of the things I like is people coming up to me that's not working with me, just an average theme park guest, and asking me, hey, how do you like the event? What would you like to see come in the future? He wants that feedback. He likes that feedback. He thrives off that feedback. So I'm glad we have people like that, walking around the event. Because a lot of people, don't get me wrong, a lot of people, not all people, but a lot of people that are industry people or their theme park, they run the theme parks or they're part of the company. A lot of times they don't want to be bugged. You say hi to them, they might ignore you, walk off, something like that. Security might push you aside and say, hey, don't get too close or what. No, he goes right up to you. He talks to you. And, that's the greatest thing in the world. You can't ask for better. You just can't.
You can't. I agree.
So I think that was so we have Insidious. And, I don't know if I asked you the last time I had you on here, what do you think about Insidious?
So I have seen the movies. Okay. So The Last Key is my favorite.
Yeah.
That villain is my favorite monster out of the series. So I'm glad they're incorporating that guy into this because I want to see that hand with the key. Maybe he's opening the door. I don't know. But, of course, they're pushing the red door villain from the last movie. And you could tell that that's the emphasis because that's the main thing on the promo. But the Last Key villain or monster is in the trailer. So I usually will brush up and watch all these movies before, but I know Insidious, so I don't have to. But this one has potential for a lot of scare parts of it.
Yeah.
I just know that I didn't really jump too much except for Exorcist last year.
Yeah. See, my whole thing is with Insidious, a lot of people don't want Insidious coming back. My thing is, I don't mind Insidious coming back. I would like to see another house come back instead. But since Insidious is coming back, I just really hope to God that we don't have a lot of black walls. Because I don't think you've really experienced it, Tommy, like all of us other fans have. Walking into a house that has a lot of black walls and no scenery to the house whatsoever, and you're just seeing a black wall, is very disappointing. And the last time Insidious was at this event, it was in the extended queue area where for Jurassic World is. That's where this house was the last time, and it was extremely disappointing. So I'm kind of hoping that we don't have that same problem again.
I hear you. I mean, Exorcist the Believer was dropping around the same time. I mean, HHN's 2 months. We got there the first weekend. Exorcist the Believer didn't drop yet. So I was spooked walking through there. Like, that was intense. It smelled, yes, of course. But there was no black walls in that one. So maybe Universal learned their lesson and they're not putting movies that haven't been released yet.
Oh, yeah. My whole thing is I really hope they don't do that because it's not worth it for us to waste a house location on something where they're just going to cheap out, use props from, previous years where they had the house there or the property itself at the event and show very little new stuff because they don't want to spoil for the new movie coming out. So hopefully they did learn the lesson. But again, who knows on that aspect,
Right. So I'm going to just throw it out there real quick. So we got 7 houses. We need 1 more.
Yeah.
We got no show yet.
Yeah.
And by show, I mean the Waterworld stage, not the theater, not the DreamWorks theater. So that's a show to me. The Megan stuff was a show. I'm okay with Blumhouse going back in there and showing us stuff for next year because they got Megan 2 next year. They got Black Phone 2 next year.
Yeah.
They got a lot. They got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 next year.
Yeah.
Shout out Jesse. I see you right in the 8th house. It's the weekend. I assume it's the weekend too, but he has to have all his promo in order before we're told that, I think, because the weekend actually has a show on the same weekend of opening weekend of Universal. So I'm thinking we're getting it coinciding together, and hopefully it's the new one. So
Yeah. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would be based off of Dawn FM, correct?
no, so that's the second one.
Okay.
I would be okay. I would be okay with that, but I'm really banking on this being all new. No one knows what's going on. This is the last album for the trilogy. He drops a house with it.
That would
I'm
be
cool with. I need that. Yeah, I need that, bro.
that would be sick no matter what, without a doubt. And then I don't know if everyone saw this the last time you were on the channel and we had Amusement Park Pirates, so I'm gonna actually play it. I don't think there was any copyright issues I had with this, so I'm gonna play the sound with it, and we'll go from there. But I think this is for Insidious, so I'm gonna play it again so we can all watch it.
Yeah, I heard that too. Hey, keep going. Okay. Copy that. No, I'm going to get Lisa. She's downstairs, I think.
So, what are you doing after?
Haven't thought about it.
Come on, Jade. You know we all want you to go. Plus, what good is a cast party if you aren't going to be there?
Fine. Then I'll think about it.
Alyssa, you're up. They need you for last looks.
That's me.
See you later.
They've come back to haunt you. Insidious, the further. Only at Universal Halloween Horror Nights, where horror lives.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, if I swear, and I'm going to say it right now on this live stream, if me and you are walking around a corner in that house and that creature with the key nails is freaking tapping their damn little fingernail right next to my ear, I swear to God, I think I'm going to jump, dude.
It's going to happen, man. It's going to happen.
Damn it, dude. I got to fully prepare for that.
So what's your anticipation level for Insidious compared to some of the other houses? You already mentioned that it's been there. Some people may not want it, but what's on the top of your list and where does this fit in?
So on top of my list, if I'm going to do the top 5 out of the 8, I think until we see it for the very first time, I think I'm going to put it at number 7. Just to see what it's going to be. You know, I don't want to have high hopes for it and then be disappointed. So right. I'm going to base it off the last time it was at the event, which a lot of people hated it, including myself. So I put it low on the totem pole for me, but it does not mean that it can't raise the bar this year, without a doubt. I'm just putting it at a low rating because I don't know what to expect.
That's pretty good. So, if I could ask, what's at the top of your list? What are you most anticipated for?
So
that's been announced.
So the top 3. This is my top 3. Universal Monsters, without a doubt.
That's up there.
Dead Exposure. Number 2. Number 3. Monstrous.
Oh, you killed it. That's my lineup.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like last year, what was your top 3?
So last year, let me think.
I can do mine. All right, let me.
Yeah, you do yours.
So top 3, not in any order. Evil Dead Rise. That was for sure my top horror movie of the year. Top house for me. I know a lot of people didn't say that, but that actress killed it, and they showed her a lot.
Yeah.
Then Monstrous was pretty fire, but I'm gonna have to go with Holidays in Hell.
Okay.
And then just for the wow factor, and what drew me in was The Last of Us.
Oh, without a doubt, dude.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I think my top 3 from last year was The Last of Us would have to be number 1. The only reason I bring that up is because I grew up playing that game. Because I'm a PlayStation guy. I've been a PlayStation guy since the very beginning. So I've been playing The Last of Us games since the very first one. And to actually walk into a house that's based off the video games we all grew up with, that was my number 1 without a doubt. Number 2 for me would have to have been Evil Dead Rise. And number 3 for me would have to be Monstrous. The only reason I didn't include Holidays in Hell for me would be number 4. So if we're doing top 4, Holidays in Hell would be top 4 for me.
Right, I'm vice versa too because Monstrous is number 4. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's only because I've experienced Holidays in Hell before. It's been at the event before, and don't get me wrong, it was fire without a doubt. It was fire. I do want to say last year though, the entrance, dude, with the whole song, the clock ticking, the 2 scare actor, dude, that was sick.
That was sick, bro.
That was dope as shit. I'm not.
I can't hate, bro. And then I have to admit, it feels like it was the longest haunt. Like.
Yeah,
it had steps because it went through all the holidays. It felt like it was the longest. I'm not sure if it was though.
Yeah, one scene from that. I'm trying to think of which one it was. It wasn't the Easter. It was the Thanksgiving.
That's the fire part. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
The turkey comes out and tries to kill you.
Oh
you
yeah.
Smell it too,
dude. Okay, so I was just gonna say about the smell because the smell was like, ugh. You know,
I loved it.
Oh, I know you loved it. I was like, you know, I was like,
it smelled like stuffing, bro.
It did.
I'll take it.
You know what? It did actually smell like stuffing. So I can't argue with that, but I wasn't prepared for it. So the first time going through that,
right.
Like, oh my God.
And then it smelled like barbecue pork when you got past like a certain.
Yeah.
Was that one or Universal Monsters?
No, I think that was holidays. I think that was during the 4th of July scene.
Yeah. Damn, that was dope.
You know, Jesse brought up a good point. So Jesse said, Quiet Place looks decent and could be an interesting concept. Have you watched The House? Or the movie, I mean?
Yeah, so I'm a big Quiet Place fan. I like number 2 the best. Number 1 obviously set it all off. Number 2, they had the money. The new one, the ending was terrible to me, but I'm okay with that. I'm glad that they're doing this based on the first 2. Yeah. And I'm pretty excited to see what they do. I hope people don't steal the earpieces or whatever they do to block your hearing. I'm not sure. I heard noise canceling. That could get a little sketch because how many earpieces do they buy? This is going on for 2 months. But I am excited. Sorry, I didn't mean to not mention any of the IP houses. I am excited for A Quiet Place. I am really excited for that.
So my whole hype about it is I watched the movie itself. I watched the second one. I'm super stoked for this house. A lot of people have said, though, putting it in the Walking Dead footprint was probably not the best idea because that footprint's pretty small. What do you think about that?
That's where Evil Dead Rise is, or
Yeah.
was. I'll take it because maybe they don't think they could push through that many minutes with your ears blocked. I'm not too sure. Like it sounds like they're experimenting and they have a great idea that they tried to explain without showing us.
Yeah.
So I think right when the opening walkthrough goes through and everybody gets to go through with the lights on, check out those videos. And then when ThemeParkConductor drops the POV, and then we're going to try and get some footage this year of our reaction. So we're going to do a POV walkthrough. We'll have that on our videos, but then also there'll be a camera on us the whole 5 minutes we're walking through, and we'll get our reactions. So that's going to happen too. So you'll be able to see ThemeParkConductor's reaction.
Yeah.
So if he gets scared, he's not going to be able to hide it.
No. You know, because you said that, if we do get earpieces and I'm filming you, yeah, I might tap you on the shoulder.
Right.
You won't hear me coming. I might do it. Oh, gosh. Jesse said, I heard they ripped out the interior of The Walking Dead and now have a pretty big place. So a pretty big footprint. So if that's true, that'd be kind of nice. If they did rip out The Walking Dead props and all that, and they just kind of make it in a vacant building. So hopefully that's the case. You know, I was going to ask you, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. What do you think about that coming to this year's event?
So I love Ghostbusters. I love the idea of Ghostbusters. I would put this in the category of The Last of Us. Even though the bloaters are pretty intense, I didn't get scared. The bloater would be the only thing I'd get scared of in that one. This would just be the final villain that we see in the middle. This one's more of a fun one. I do like the reboot Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with Frozen Empire. I just didn't like one of the storylines in the movie, which I don't think they'll be able to integrate into this because it's not a scary part. So I'm okay, and I'm excited to see what they do because I am going to need a laughing break because, you know, the laughing break for me last year was Chucky, even though I know he's murdering. But this is going to be the laughing break because I'm going to be sweating my life away in these other houses. So I got to make sure I have a breather house. So I'm okay with this.
Exactly. I'm super excited for it. One thing I can say was when they had Ghostbusters the last time at the event, and it was the first time, it was on the Metro sets, and they actually showed Dan Aykroyd was there the very first night. He was there. I don't know if what's his name was there. Oh God, the guy that played in Groundhog Day.
Oh, Bill Murray, yeah.
Bill Murray, yeah. I don't know if he was there, but definitely Dan Aykroyd was there, and I would have loved to meet him without a doubt.
Me too. Man, you just got me curious about something. So we will be in the RIP tour on the first day it's open to the public, which is September 5th. So I noticed last year we did the same day.
Yeah.
The opening day.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got played a little bit because the red carpet for celebrities is on City Walk.
Yes.
So I didn't get to see any celebrities. But then when I went back later and I looked at Instagram, I seen everybody that was there. Yeah. So we're actually missing the opportunity during the RIP tour because the celebrities are coming opening night during that designated time at night, like 8 or 9. So we're missing out on celebrity action
Yeah.
So that's just a tip to throw out there for people if they want to meet some celebrities. Maybe don't buy the ticket for that day. Maybe just go to meet the celebrities at City Walk. I'm not sure.
Either that, or maybe have a later RIP tour ticket if you're hellbound about doing it that first night. And another thing, since we're talking about tips about the event, one thing I could say for sure. So the event usually starts at 7 p.m. Usually they start letting people in around, what would you say, around 6:15, 6:30, to try to get everyone in for the opening ceremony.
Yeah, right. But that's not RIP.
No, that's not RIP. No.
Because RIP, they let you in at like 4:30.
Yes.
4:30, and then your tour starts at 5 if that's your time.
Yes.
But what you're going off of, early entry is like 6.
Yes. But so with early entry, actually, I think it's like 5:40.
Really?
It's 5:40. So they start letting early entry in, I think, at around that time. And there's only like 2 or 3 houses that are open.
In the lower lot.
In the lower lot. It won't be on the upper lot. It never is. It's always on the lower lot or on the H lot where Curious George is and all that, the parking structure. Okay. The one thing you have to be informed about is that when you're going through these houses, they are still getting the houses ready. So there will be scare actors in there. Don't get me wrong. But not all the scare actors may or may not be in the house. On top of that, when you get the early entry ticket and you go to these houses, and we'll talk about this on our live stream because we're going to do a live stream from the park on Friday, where me and TommyToonWorld are doing early entry on Friday. When we get to these houses, they don't let people in right away. So they can let us in at like 5:45, but we might not be able to go into the house until 6:30, 6:40. So 100%. Just keep that
in mind. Yeah, I agree with Theme Park Conductor because we went through. Let's just talk about one house. We went through the Stranger Things house, multiple times that weekend. But like he said, the actors aren't all in the locations at the same time. Steve has one part in the whole entire walkthrough, and when he pops out with his axe.
Yes.
We don't have that every time. We don't have Dustin every time in the Upside Down. It's really tough. So you really should go through the houses multiple times, even if you have to wait in line.
Yeah, and some of the things. I don't know if you have the videos here. I'm going to try to find it actually.
Are you on playlists? Are you trying to do HHN?
Yeah.
Playlists.
Where's that?
Next to shorts and community playlists. So yep. Playlists. Yep.
See, that's
and
why
then go to HHN.
Yeah, that's what I got to do on my channel.
Okay, so you clicked on the video. We got to click the drop down though.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the one you were just talking about.
Stranger Things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
There
there it is. Okay, so
good find.
We're gonna play this, and basically, Tommy's gonna describe what he's talking about. So all the like the one actor that we're talking about, the one scene he wasn't there on early entry. So I want to keep everyone informed on every single house that they allowed to be open for early entry. Some of the key scare actors may or may not be in the house.
Yeah, I'll monitor this. Yeah, I'll put a monologue over it. Let me see.
And again, I'm not playing the sound because I think this has copyright. I could be wrong.
Oh no, it 100% probably does.
Yeah. So I don't want to get hit.
Right. So another scare actor was Vecna hiding in the sheets that are hanging on the clothesline. He was rarely there, but when he was there, he was good. So that comes up fast. So sometimes Eddie wasn't there either right here, popping out of the door. Sorry about the quality too, you guys. I definitely upgraded my camera.
Yeah, it's all right. Tommy's ready this time. That was a free trial last year.
Right, so right here's the bed sheet one that I was mentioning. Oh, he popped out. All right, so see, he almost didn't pop out. I almost moved the camera. Right. So, you know, we get the okay.
Yeah, she wasn't in there a couple of times when we did earlier.
Right.
There was several key actors that were not part of this during early.
The worst one by far is the one we're coming up on.
I'll pause it.
Okay, so it's when 11 is destroying Vecna before he turns into Vecna.
Yeah.
And the actor wasn't there sometimes. So it looked like just looked like the dummy of 11 doing nothing. Imagine that actor not being there.
So you're talking about this kid right here.
Yeah, the actor behind the window wasn't there during one of the walkthroughs I did.
Yeah.
So you can see how much this throws into you. Like, this is so much better because then you get Vecna right there right after.
Yeah, without a doubt. But see, that's kind of what I want to inform people is that don't be disappointed because you paid an early entry ticket. And I want to remind everyone as well, an early entry ticket is not a admission to the event. You still have to buy a general admission ticket for the event. The early entry is an add-on, which is anywhere from $15 to $30, I believe, depending on the night. So keep that in mind as well.
So what Brandon's saying, if we could break it down a little bit further, I would do early entry if you're buying general admission. If you're getting Express Unlimited, you don't really need early entry because you don't have to wait in long lines. Okay, so you should definitely plan accordingly. I get early entries only an extra $10 to $20, but we utilized it last year the best with general admission.
Yes. So to agree with Tommy, that is the best way to do it. General admission and early entry. That is the best absolute way to do it. Because as the night progresses, it does get more and more and more busy. You know, since we're talking about Halloween Horror Nights, I want to bring up something, the RIP tour. Okay. You pay a lot of money for a one-night RIP tour. Yes, you do get exclusive lanyard, exclusive badge that's exclusive only for RIP. No one gets it besides you. The one thing that bugs me above all else is the fact that each house has a RIP tour line. Okay. You can only, last year they changed the rules where you can only go through it one time with your tour guide. After the tour was over, and let's say like me and Tommy had, where we had a couple hours left of the event, we had to be stuck in the express line on all the houses. There were some cast members, even if I knew their names, which I don't, I wouldn't say who they are because I don't want to get them in trouble, obviously. They did allow us to use the RIP tour line because, you know, I kind of feel that they felt bad for us. We paid all this money and we only use it once compared to previous years where we can use it as many times as we want because we have the credentials. Tommy, I wanted to ask you, if Universal was going to do it, would you like them to bring it back the old way where after our tour guide is done with us for the night and we still have, let's say, 3 or 4 hours of the event, would you like it where we still have the RIP tour line available to us, even though we don't have the tour guide with us anymore.
Yeah, of course. I would like that third line. I'm not sure if they're going to do that. So there's a lot of HHN that isn't announced, and this is one of them. So many people buy the VIP ticket for the RIP tour, and it's like pushing 400 almost at this point. And you do get all the houses and the dinners and everything, but like Brandon said, the scare actor may not be there, so you want to go through it again. It's a prime house. Maybe you want to go through that one. It's your favorite. It's tough when the employees at Universal are kind of like, oh, what do we do? Because it's the first day.
Yeah.
So that's always hard going the first weekend because they could implement it, but I don't even think they implemented the RIP tour line for the whole 2 months.
No, they didn't. So they stuck to their rule as, you go through it once with your tour guide and then you're done with it for the rest of the night, which a lot of people got very frustrated about, including myself. Because like Tommy said, we're paying close to $400. Some may even pay more depending on the date and how soon they buy the event ticket for that actual ticket. And one of the things I do realize is Universal, they had their PR team, right? So right when you enter the gates of Universal, the little plaza there, you have the statue of the filmmaker, you have the guy holding the boom arm, and all. They had a team there where they went up to random guests and they asked, hey, what could we do better for the event? What can we change? What can we fix? And I went with one of them and, I talked to him for a minute and I said, one of the biggest problems I have compared to going to previous years of the event was that you guys cut off the limitation of people that have the RIP tour ticket to only use it once with the guide and that's it. Then that line sits dormant for the rest of the night. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is with Mondo from Five Fires, we talked about it on his Twitter Spaces, which was the fact that, maybe why they did it is because the general admission on some of these houses, they wound up being backed up. And a lot of people got frustrated using the general admission line instead of the express line, but the general admission line. A lot of people weren't getting into the house because they kept letting too much express. They had the RIP tour keep going in and out, in and out, in and out. Maybe that's why they limited it. Who knows? But I think it's only fair for people that pay that type of money to have access to that house as many times as they want.
Yeah, we'll see this year. We're getting close.
Yeah. So, it's something that, it's kind of a teeter-totter. Like Tommy said, it's the first opening weekend of the event. Staff are not completely know how to run things. They try to do their best. A lot of times there's trial and error, and it takes them a few weeks of the event to kind of get the hang of it. So it's something that we'll have to wait and see. But before we end this live stream, because we're probably going to cut it off around 8:30 or so, one thing I want to bring up to everybody is me and Tommy obviously are going to be there opening weekend. So Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we want to go over what we're going to be covering, what we're going to be doing. That way we can keep you guys informed. So Tommy, I'm going to start with you. What are you going to basically be covering on your end for your channel? And then I'll go to myself.
Yeah, sure, man. Thanks. So, of course, we're going to get you the fire POVs of the houses. I want to get the reactions as well. So we'll have Theme Park Conductor's reactions on his page. We'll have my reactions on my page. I'm you guys, maybe we could do a poll, or when it gets closer, maybe we'll do another live, Brandon, that we'll see if we should do the reaction the first walkthrough, because that may be the best opportunity. I'm getting a lot of food reviews of the HHN foods because I'm excited. Last year, I only got a little bit. I only got to do the Chucky stuff. I did the Stranger Things. But I really want to dive in and maybe touch bases on all of the items because I'm shooting for the GA day to be us walking around the park, checking out the lounge, checking out the bar where Starcourt was last time. So definitely food reviews. I definitely want to finally get a live stream one of the nights. I'm stepping into Theme Park Conductor's realm. I'm going to punch in and do a live with y'all. So hopefully we'll get everybody tuned in. Definitely some walking tours. I didn't get to catch that last time. And walkthroughs, checking out the store merch. I cannot stress that enough. I know some people have been saying the merch has been a little lackluster, but last year was fire, so I have faith.
Without a doubt. So on my channel, what we're going to be focusing on is obviously the POVs. Like Tommy said, we're going to be doing reactions between him and myself going through the house. And I actually think it's a great idea we do it the first night. The first time we're going through the house, do the reactions then because we don't know what to expect. We're walking,
Right.
we're blind. Let's do it. I have no problem with that whatsoever. So that's going to be Thursday, and we're doing the RIP tour. So Tommy, we tried to work it out. Some things happened where we couldn't work it out. So Tommy's going to be doing the 5 o'clock. I'm going to be doing the 5:20. But obviously we're going to be meeting up at some point towards the end of the night. And we are going to probably try to go through some of the houses again together. But it will be kind of interesting to kind of film that. Saturday or Friday, which is going to be our GA early entry day. I was talking with Tommy. We are probably going to do a live stream from the hotel room where I'm staying at. I'm staying at the Hilton right across the street. We are going to do a live for about an hour, maybe an hour and 20. And we're going to talk about our experience for the first night, the RIP tour night, kind of go over what we saw, what to expect, and just reiterate how we need to be patient with the cast members and, everyone trying to bring the event alive. Because it's the opening weekend, it's a trial and error weekend, so things are going to happen, things are going to go down. We just all have to be patient.
100%.
Yeah, Saturday. And actually, to touch up on Friday, I am going to try to do some of the food reviews with Tommy on that night. So we are going to dive deep into that. Also, the merch, because there is going to be plenty of more merch coming out. Saturday, we are doing Unlimited Express. So that's where we're going to do either what we feel we didn't get the first 2 nights. We're going to go through those houses again, film it, make sure it's the best quality we can possibly provide for all of you, and go from there. We'll probably do a live stream one of those 3 days. Probably, I'm thinking for myself, I'm going to do it Saturday. We're going to do the live stream where me and Tommy are just kind of hitting every single house and going through it, and putting polls on the live stream, asking you guys what you think about that house, or or what house do you want us to hit next? Who you want to go in first, me or Tommy? We're gonna kind of make it fun for everybody. So that's what we're gonna cover on Conductor side. So it's definitely going to be an interesting, fun weekend without a doubt.
I can't wait.
Oh man, I'm going to be so excited. It's so funny because I've been waiting for this day for months, and when I have to tell you all, when I put in my vacation request to my boss, and he signed my vacation request, I felt like a little kid inside. I'm like, yes, we're getting ready. We're getting ready. But no, it's going to be a fun weekend. Tommy has some great footage he's going to cover with that food review. I'm super excited to see it because Tommy has been on fire on his channel with his food reviews, where it's been from Star Wars night to his time in Vegas with the food reviews out there, to the Disneyland reviews, Universal food reviews. So you guys like food reviews, you want to know what the food is about, definitely check out TommyToonWorld. He has it down for you whatsoever. If you like Universal, you want to see the construction progress of the Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, I'm your guy. You know, obviously there's other guys, but I kind of make it fun and interesting. I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I do my best. But
yeah, Theme Park Conductor, you got it on lock right now with the info. You're coming quick with it. Just keep pushing, man. Keep knocking out these lives. I'm down to come to the next one too, whenever you lock it in. We still got to maybe, when the official list drops, I'm talking about the show, the next house, when it's announced, when there's a video. Did we get the Terror Tram yet?
We did not get the Terror Tram. We did not get the show, and we haven't gotten the 8th house yet.
Or the theater. Was Blumhouse announced last year, or was that just there and we went in?
So that was there when we went in.
So you didn't know about that?
No, we did not.
Neither did I. Right, no. Right.
So there's been a lot of speculation if they are going to use the theater again this year, and what it's going to be for, because they're insinuating that Terror Tram might be Blumhouse, so the theater might be something. Be something completely different.
So I'm okay with that. I just know that these are people eaters. You know, they stash a whole bunch of people at Waterworld, stash a whole bunch of people in the theater, get people out of the congested area. They should definitely utilize it. I'm sure they got something up their sleeve.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. You know, and one of the things I do want to point out is, you know, one of the things I really appreciated of them using the Blumhouse with the theater last year in the DreamWorks is the fact that they brought actual movie props from these movies, from these horror movies, especially the Five Nights at Freddy animatronics. Right. Okay, let me start with that for a second, because I think you have it on your video clips. Do you not?
I do. I think scroll up to the top.
Yeah, I want to play that for everybody, because you know what, here we go. That was very interesting. Okay, so look at these things. These things are humongous, by the way, and I have to tell you, the fact that these things probably cost more than a down payment on a car would be. And to be that close and only be guarded by a velvet rope was pretty impressive. What do you think about that?
It was very impressive, man. And the movie didn't drop yet. You guys got to remember that. We're seeing these props a month before the movie drops. So everybody was freaking out. I thought they were going to do a Five Nights at Freddy's house this year, but why would they do it this year when number 2's coming out Christmas time next year? They could set up that house perfect. I just hope there's no black walls.
No. And you know what? I don't think there is going to be black walls, because they at least have the first one to base it off of. You know, I'm sure they can add Easter eggs to the second one. You know, obviously a scene or two, but it probably will heavily be brought based off the first movie, which I'm totally down with, because people have been asking about bringing Five Nights at Freddy to life as a house for years. So I don't think fans would be disappointed, without a doubt. I really don't think that would be, you know, a disappointment. Exactly. And then I wanted to ask you as well, since we're playing this, what did you think of the Megan dancers? I'm gonna jump forward on your video and try to play that.
Lock that in. The Megan dancers were fire. I thought Megan was a fire movie. I'm glad they're doing Megan 2. I like the whole AI robot aspect. The dancers killed it. I always just wish there's more. You know?
Yeah. You know, and as we're watching this, they're, you know, obviously showing the Blumhouse trailer, which I think was absolutely amazing that they did that. You know,
yeah, you could skip actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it a little bit. You know, kind of. There she is, the famous dancer. We're making memes of that like crazy. And
yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy he goes and checks backstage, and then he's ran into a nice little surprise.
Yeah.
There he is on the screen. Lights turn on. Dude, I was actually very, very blown away how they did this in the DreamWorks Theater. It was absolutely incredible how they did it.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah. To literally see, oh, there she is. To literally see this was pretty freaking incredible, bro. Look at
that. So they gave Blumhouse the DreamWorks Theater and they gave him Waterworld. So what you're saying with Terror Tram, that'd be insane if they gave him that this year.
Yeah. You know, I know Purge is not exactly everyone's favorite, but the fact that they use Purge in the Waterworld area, oh my God, dude, I can't argue. That was pretty fire. That was lit.
That show was really fire.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, again, these Megan dancers were incredible. Don't get me wrong. They did a fantastic job. The choreograph that went into this was absolutely amazing. They're doing this, I would guess, what, 10, 15 times a night?
Yeah, I was going to say every 30 minutes or every hour, every 30.
Yeah. So the fact that they did this was incredible by far. The one thing I will agree with Tommy on is they shouldn't have had more dancers. But besides that, the fact that they brought Megan, they brought the Five Nights at Freddy actual movie prop robots, you know, I can't argue with that. It's something you don't see. You would have to go to like Warner Brothers, which me and Tommy did. You can also check out his channel to see that review. We did the Warner Brothers tour last year, and you know there's a certain level to the tour because there are different tiers you can do of the tour. You would see these props if you did one of those tier events for the tour at Warner Brothers. So the fact that they brought these props to HHN and the fact that you can get that close to them is incredible. You can't argue with that. You can't. There's no way. You know,
100%. And
one of the things, did you film Black Phone, the meet and greet that we had for the RIP tour on the Terror Tram? Did you film that?
I did, but I don't think I put it in the video. I got pictures on my Instagram.
Okay. Definitely check that out. You know, I'm kind of curious if it's going to be Blumhouse this year, if what character we're going to see as the RIP tour exclusive scare actor.
Right.
What's your guesses on that?
Oof.
You think we'll get Black Phone again, or you think it's going to be something else?
Man, what Blumhouse movies dropped? Night Swim.
Yeah, Night Swim.
The teddy bear one.
When that Winnie Pooh, the Winnie the Pooh.
No, that's not Blumhouse, but no, I meant it was like a teddy bear one. Like Imaginary.
Yeah, Imaginary.
So I'm not sure. Blumhouse hasn't been too popping right now. They got that new one with coming out, so we'll have to see. I love Blumhouse, but I know they're PG-13 horror. It's not like A24 like Maxine or nothing. But I would love XX, or was it X, or Pearl or Maxine. Maybe they could get an A24 contract maybe in years to come.
That'd be sick. And one thing I do want to point out for anybody that's going to Universal Studios Hollywood at the given time, from this point forward until the event, and even during the event until the end of the event, which I think is November the 3rd, they are going to have props in the theme park where people are going to see them. Obviously there are going to be some things they are going to try to cover up with tarps, but there are going to be props that you may or may not see that may or may not be offensive to you. So do keep that in mind. They do have signage everywhere to let people know that they are addressing the park for HHN. So just keep that in mind. And I'm super excited for this year. Tommy, I want to go to you before we close out. Closing thoughts.
I appreciate you having me on here. I'm really excited for HHN. I'm ready to knock out everything, but I really want to see what that 8th house is. I'm hoping it's The Weeknd paired up with his new album. That would be the best option at this point. I'm going to be down there for like 5 days, going to the park for 3. I may hit some other stuff, so we'll have to stay tuned. I do think everything was looking good with the roller coaster for Fast and Furious. I hope they keep that pushing. Like I said, I appreciate you. Did you see Deadpool Wolverine?
I did. So if you want, let's talk about that for a few minutes. Without giving out any spoilers, what did you think about that?
Oh, man. I think it was pretty fire. So, I think I'm gonna have to do one spoiler.
Yeah, go for it.
It's everywhere already.
Yeah, go for it.
I think the movie's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for the movie for a long time, and I know a lot of people my age have been waiting to see Wolverine in the yellow and blue suit. I was going to Toys R Us, buying X-Men figures, buying trading cards when I was young. It was a long time coming. Thank God Marvel said yes to Ryan Reynolds and everything he had going, because that movie had a lot in it that Disney normally doesn't say yes to. But as you can see, it's the number 1 movie in the world, highest grossing rated R movie of all time. And I really think the best option to see it is in the theater before it comes out on streaming. Because you don't want to miss anything. I got one more. So I couldn't make it to AMC because it's an hour away, but I got the Cinemark Wolverine one. Yeah.
Sick.
That one is pretty hard.
Oh, dude. That was awesome.
What do you think of the movie?
Okay, so for me, 10 out of 10, just for the start. The second part was the fact that they got Hugh Jackman to come out of retirement. And what I mean by retirement is playing Wolverine, to come out of the retirement of that and put him back in the Wolverine, character. Dude, I was like mind blown, dude. I go with Tommy on this one. Watching him wear that blue and yellow suit, and then the fact at one point or another he does something that we've been waiting decades to see, that we've only seen in the comic books. And Tommy, I think you know what I'm talking about. Pulling his well, I don't want to say it because that's a spoiler, but doing his little costume fix. Oh, dude. I'm telling you right now, that was the sickest shit ever.
By far, into that next scene, insane.
Oh, God, dude. It was so amazing. And you know what's funny? I read something that Ryan Reynolds' daughter, okay, because there was a scene where you had a bunch of different, well, should I say it or no? Should I say
Sure,
it?
because I already showed you one of them.
Okay, so I will say one part of it. So there's a scene in the movie. I'm not going to say where it's at. There's a scene in the movie where you have like, I don't know, what would you say, Tommy? Like 100 different Deadpools.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So one of the Deadpool characters that looks like a little kid, kind of like what Tommy has. It was actually played by Ryan Reynolds' actual daughter. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's crazy. It was Kidpool. Yeah.
Yeah, Kidpool. Yep.
That's insane. Yeah.
The fact that she
really
was,
kept it in the family.
oh, dude, the fact that they allowed his daughter to be on there, oh my God, dude, what a dream come true. Like,
Yeah.
without a doubt, dude. Without a doubt. And I want to ask you on something. So a lot of people are hinting that domestically, not worldwide, but domestically, we could see Deadpool hit $1 billion. Do you think that's possible?
It's possible. This is the movie of the year, in my opinion. No more MCU movies this year.
Yeah.
We got Captain 4 in February of next year. We got Fantastic Four in July of next year. This year we got some Disney shows wrapping up. We got the Agatha All Along. Pertaining to Marvel, we got Sony, Craven, and Venom 3. I don't have that high of a standards for those.
Yeah.
Movie, the standards were high. They knocked it out of the park. I cannot stress that enough.
Oh, yeah.
And as they're saying, I think they could hit it for sure.
You know, it's so funny you mentioned that, because another thing that is a mind-blowing thing is a lot of people are saying that this was a movie of the time. This is a movie where it's going to introduce Deadpool and Wolverine, both those characters, into the MCU. We could possibly see them in future Avengers movies. And one thing I want to touch up upon before we end tonight's live is I think everyone, and it broke the internet. It broke the internet from Comic-Con. The new Avengers movie where Robert Downey Jr. is no longer playing Iron Man, but he's playing Doctor Doom. What do you think about that, bro?
I saw it 7 minutes after they dropped it online, and it was Marvel collaborating with 2 other Marvel pages. And it literally said in the description, Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, with the Russo brothers coming back to direct. And I literally, my jaw dropped, because it's opening weekend of Deadpool. It's San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel just bounces back with #1 movie in the world, and then they drop this bomb saying RDJ is Doctor Doom. And they dropped the bomb of the Russos coming back before that.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. They just need to film this ASAP before they can't film it. You know what I mean? We need this edited and out ASAP.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then the last thing I want to ask you, with Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously with the movie that came out, they have the characters now in Avengers Campus. And now obviously Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom in the new Avengers movie coming in, I believe 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
6.
Correct. In 26. Could we see all 3 characters in Avengers Campus as permanent characters, or do you think they're temporary characters?
So I 100% think Deadpool and Wolverine are temporary. I think they're trying to capitalize. I think they'll keep they'll keep maybe it around, but the station that they have Deadpool at with the storytelling looks like they could just take it and move it. So, but Doctor Doom, I think he will be there. Just real quick, I know we got to go, but Red Hulk, I'm calling it. He's going to be in Avengers Campus in February. Red Hulk. I'm calling it now.
Dude, that would be sick. Hopefully he's not wearing that Space Age costume, because a lot of people skeptical about that one. It looked like he was constipated or something. It was weird.
Right, so that was the only way they could probably get around it with the Universal rights. But Red Hulk, they got the rights to.
Yeah. So
they could have him walking around.
Dude, that would be sick as shit.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. But I want to thank everybody for joining tonight's live. I want to thank our very special guest, TommyToonWorld. Tommy, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for having you on Conductor Thursday live stream. I can't wait to see you at Universal, at HHN, and literally we're talking a month and 4 days from today. A month and 4 days from today. I cannot wait, sir. Can you let everybody know where they can find you on social media, sir?
Sure. Man, thank you, Theme Park Conductor, for having me on. I am definitely down to lock in another one before HHN occurs. You can find me at TommyToonWorld on YouTube. You can find me at TommyToonWorld on Twitter. And then you can find me at TommyToon_ on Instagram. That's where I put all my good pictures from the trips that aren't on my YouTube channel. So you probably want to check that out as well.
Absolutely. And everyone, give Tommy a follow. Like I said, if you like UFC, you like Universal, you like Disney, you like food reviews, this guy is your guy, your go-to guy. Man, he's amazing. And everyone at home, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram at ThemeParkConductor. You can find me on Twitter at ThemeConductor. And every Thursday at 7 p.m., I do my Conductor Thursday live stream. We've had some very amazing guests, including TommyToonWorld on tonight. We had a Mr. Webba as our first guest. We had Tommy before a few weeks ago. We also had Orange Grove 55 and Disney George. Those two guys were absolutely amazing. And actually, next week, we're going to have a very special guest. It's Universal High from Twitter. This guy is the OG of Universal. I don't know where he finds these OG videos he posts on Twitter about the theme park, but this guy is absolutely amazing. Can't wait to pick his brain about what he thinks about where the theme park is going, and I cannot wait. Again, everyone, have a great night. Thank you for joining. Be kind to one another. Be safe. Stay cool out there. And we will see you next week. Absolutely, for sure. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful night.